Well, what have we just witnessed? The highest ever score chase down in a T20 game. Just about an hour and a half ago, we were sitting right here and you were joining us live, where I said, they're getting runs for fun. The sixth highest score in IPL history has come. 250 is something that happened only once in so many seasons. This season, we see the sixth highest score. Exactly an hour and a half later, it's now become the seventh highest score ever, because the sixth has now been taken by PBKS in what can be best described as one of the finest chases ever. Why? Because not only is a record-breaking chase, it happened to come about in 18.4 overs. And that too, towards the last couple of deliveries, they kind of slowed down. So effectively, you could say that they still had a couple of overs to go. And at the rate that they were going, maybe another 30-40 runs. If the target was 280 plus today, even that seemed to be easy meat for what Punjab really pulled off. A rabbit out of the hat, call it whatever you'd like, but it is history in the making. We had lots of things to talk about. I mean, I was so excited while the game was going on, because it just threw up so many different facets. Well, that's a word, excited, that I cannot be using for the two people, one to my left, to my right, two KKR fans. First, we'll take their thoughts and then move on, break down the game as we always do into different facets, into different segments. Go on, who's going first?
I'll go first. I mean, see, first off, full credit to Punjab Kings, the way they batted. Absolutely phenomenal. Can't take that away from them. I do have gripes with the overall conditions, not the bowling aside, because I did watch some of the bowling and thought, okay, this was a bad ball, deserved to be punished. Then I was watching some deliveries and being like, oh, that's a nice ball. And then I'm craning my neck. And I'm like, okay, is this really good batting? Is this really bad bowling? It didn't seem like bad bowling for the most part. And in a lot of occasions, there were times where certain bowlers I thought were bowling good balls, got hit. That's just the nature of the game now. So you take it on the chin. I mean, fine. This was one of those days, freak days. Unfortunately, Kolkata have had two of those at their home ground. And both times it's come about with an Englishman who I happen to be a fan of. In one case, Josh Butler. The other case, Johnny Bairstow, coming back to hurt the team. Again, I can't say anything here. Full credit to them.
Okay, going back in hindsight, I know it sounds quite funny and strange that you've got 262 and I'm going to be asking about your batting.
Yeah.
Could you have, because it's the kind of season that we're having. Normal circumstances, normal service, nobody will ever question 262. But the kind of ground that it is, where even miss hits, especially straight down the ground, they end up clearing the boundary.
Yeah.
The kind of pitch that has been on offer, the impact player rule, all of that put together, because a lot of times it seemed like Kolkata could have, we discussed it in meetings, it seemed like 280, 285 was on par.
Yeah.
Now in hindsight, and again I repeat, I'm only saying that is because this team, that is KKR, knows what's been happening this season. There are enough examples to refer to. With that in mind, could they have done something different while they were batting?
See, in hindsight, yes. But again, when we were sitting here in the middle of the innings, all of us thought, yeah, Punjab will give it a whack. Might get 200, 220. But there's no way they're chasing this down.
But that was primarily one because of also Punjab's batting form. Like, Bairstow hadn't done anything of note.
Shock horror, he comes back and then...
Yeah, so based on that. But I'm just saying, because this particular tournament has given you that kind of results, it's shock where teams are struggling sometimes to defend 270 odd. We saw it. So somewhere back in my mind, did you think, I don't know, or maybe now it's only in hindsight.
No, it's only in hindsight. It didn't really occur to me. I didn't think normally, if I'm going back even say 5-6 years, if you had 260 on the board, you're thinking you're winning by 80 runs.
Yeah.
That's 5-6 years.
Before
right?
This year,
yeah.
Also, I would agree.
This year, I thought, okay, 260, but it's a belter of a track. It had nothing for the bowlers. I almost felt sorry for most of them. That includes the Punjab Kings bowlers. Then I'm thinking, okay, they'll get 220, 230, but they're still not going to make it. And the fact that they did, I think now tells you that the way I think the game is, whether you can say impact rule, very batter-friendly pitchers, batters playing with far less inhibitions than you've ever seen them play, I do think you're reaching a point now where on these kind of batting-friendly tracks, it's only a matter of time now before 300 is reached.
Yeah, And we'll get to that. I mean, that's another segment. But initial thoughts. Yes, Mr. Saransh, KKR fan, who has not still got his KKR jersey. It's still on its way. It started before the season. It is still not reached. Yes.
In the mid innings, when we were asked about changing our predictions, so none of us changed that, and we said
we laughed at it.
Yeah, at 262.
Not changed. We laughed at it.
At 262 have been scored, and no way they're getting to 262. Punjab started off brilliantly. They were I just thought, it's just a matter of time before a wicket or two fell. It's always in power play. They tend to hit. Prabhsharan was hitting it all over the ground. Johnny Bairstow was slow at that time. Prabhsharan was he was run outside. When he got run out, I thought this is it now.
So you always thought that okay, this is happening, but at some point they will collapse.
Yeah, they've obviously
When is it that you realize now it's risky? Now we are staring at a defeat.
Being a fan, I didn't want my team to lose, so it was much later in the game when Russo got dismissed. Shashank Singh came in. Shashank Singh smashed 2 or 3 sixes by that time. Then I thought, no, it's not good.
I'll second him, because even I thought there were two things. See, you needed something special because the pitch was giving you nothing. You needed to pull an absolute rabbit out of the hat to even get a wicket. Second innings, you get that stupendous run out from Narayan, and I'm like, okay, this is the moment. Pressure starts building again. I did not expect that they were going to get them all out. That was never going to be the hope. I thought pressure builds, 5-6 quiet overs you get. Then the asking rate becomes too high. Of course they'll go for it, but they'll fall short. When I think the realization hit home that today was not going to be their day was when Shashank came on early and was tonking sixes for fun. And again, I'm watching some of that batting and I'm like, he's batting well, but I feel sorry for the bowler again because that wasn't a bad ball. And some of the spinners, especially even Varun, some of the balls I know he got tongued at points, but I'm like, he's landed it perfectly. The trajectory is right. He's landing it in front of the stumps. He's landing it at a point where you're not sure if it's going to turn here or here. He's done everything on his part, and then tonk, gone. I'm like, okay, today is just that day.
It's almost the third time, barring that RCB game when we just almost
fourth time really, because even I'll count SRH.
Yes.
RR. PBKS, SRH and RCB.
Are the real questions. I think now I will question the bowling lineup. Whatever said and done, you cannot concede 262 runs on the board. Your batting has given you in excess of 250 runs for third time in a row. You conceded against Rajasthan, almost conceded against RCB and SRH, and twice you lost. It was, I think the last game was against RR. Then we won against RCB, and then today.
Yes.
262 is impossible, boss. I'm not being able to get it right.
Okay. Digest it as of now. It will take time. We'll allow him that. A few things before I come to Siddharth. I mean, we oftentimes have criticized teams for not doing the right thing. I think two things that happened with Punjab, which kind of worked for them. One, of course, is a trend that had to work for them. What do we say about Johnny Bairstow? Every time he's on the verge of being dropped, he does that for England at a consistent basis. We'll keep flopping. Every time he's going to be dropped, he'll get 100. This time there's a slight tweak to it. This time he was not performing, got dropped, but the first game he comes back after being dropped, he gets you 100. So this is a kind of a trend. He's just tweaked it slightly here and there.
It's the IPL update basically.
Exactly. So that minor change is made. The second thing I think which they did very well today, for heaven's sake, they did not think of having a captain in Sam Curran open, or Sam Curran himself took that decision not to open. Thank God for that. That is something that we all said in the mid innings shouldn't have happened. So kudos to him for not doing that. Otherwise he was pushing himself, and that's where I go back to the KKR thing. I know it's all in hindsight, but again 260, I agree with you guys. 260, no business losing the game. Bowlers have to be played. But I'm saying for next games, or whenever you go in for a game where bowlers are just sitting ducks, they'll be had by the batters no matter what, and we'll discuss about the plight of the bowlers. But the fact is, then what you need to do, you need to optimize your batting at all situations. And which is why I say, if you look at the scoring rate today, if you've got that, and this is something that a lot of teams are making mistake, you're only getting a lower order batter because you have in some way put them in a box saying that he's only meant for last 10 balls.
The
12
Dhoni
balls,
box.
full. Yeah. I'm saying you push a Rinku. I'm not saying that Shreyas is any worse off. He did very well today. I'm not saying that Venkatesh Iyer is not a good batsman. He will do, and maybe you need him on a day you don't have an amazing partnership of a Narayan and Salt. Maybe you don't, then maybe Venkatesh Iyer is suited, maybe a Shreyas Iyer is suited. But the moment you get 100 plus sort of a partnership in double quick time, you quickly double down on what your batting order is going to be like. Now there's not too many, you want to bring him. After 10 overs, you want to bring Rinku, be ready, go on. So when you are going to be flexible in T20 cricket in your bowling, quickly changing, no fixed plan, you've gone with a plan, but looking at the batter, the situation, you say, okay, spinner, you come on, you do it. Why don't you be that flexible in batting orders that will optimize your runs? That could have taken you to a 280. I'm not saying still any business of them losing, but that's the problem. Maybe this is something that teams, because what is happening? The sport is evolving. T20 format is evolving, IPL is evolving, and slowly and steadily people are figuring out different ways to tackle, like batters are evolving and getting so many runs. I think someone will realize that while the normal totals have gone a good 40, 50, 60 runs more, how do we optimize it? By getting our best batters come higher and higher up, get more and more deliveries rather than leave them for that. So those are a few things. My question to Siddharth is on the whole, because I'm just looking at the points table. What has happened this 1 week? Just can't be a coincidence. It's not. You'll have to count this. I mean, everyone in agreement. Yes, this is an upset.
Of course it is.
What has happened? Suddenly, you had a wave of upset to a IPL table that looked, dead and boring. Where you were pretty much, sitting here. Okay, I think 3 teams are almost done. Maybe 1 team, and that too you knew for that 4th spot. These 2 may be fighting, 3 may be fighting. It's done and dusted. It's not quite like that now. It is reminding me of what happens every IPL, where towards the end there is a tension-filled week or so. What has happened? First, tell me what has happened.
So with this result now, what has happened? Number 2 to number 10, everybody is in with a chance now of the top 4. Everybody.
RCB also.
Yes, they needed this victory. They needed PBKS to beat KKR because see. Mathematically also now what has happened.
Let me see RCB's power. Yeah.
Mathematically.
No.
Yeah. They can qualify.
Pawan, we can fit all, mere bhai.
Yeah. Just reduce the font size.
Okay, that's it.
You can now ensure that RCB mathematically now can qualify even with 14. Because if KKR had won today, 12, RR are already around 14. So 2 teams have all but assured the top spot. Now with this result, what has happened? It's given a lifeline for CSK, it's given a lifeline for MI. Tomorrow the MI-DC game assumes even more importance.
Correct.
Now. Because MI will be hoping, oh thank goodness the rest of the pack have not gone ahead. So if they beat DC, they also now have a chance. With RCB also now they'll be galvanized. Now they've got 2 games coming up against GT. Now even GT have a chance. From number 2 to number 10. All those teams now have a chance for the top 4 with this result. And tomorrow's double headers, which we are thinking Saturday, Sunday, this week is a double header.
4 teams.
Every team now has a chance. No team is eliminated and it won't be eliminated until.
So how did you say 2 teams are done? Only 1 is done. I think Rajasthan is the team that
from
can,
number 2 to number 10.
Only 2.
So the only team that can slightly or not guaranteed, but I think can be feeling slightly easier than the others would be a Rajasthan Royals, because same amount of games they have not a 2-point advantage but a 4-point advantage. That's a big advantage.
Yes.
And I think pretty much 1 win out of the remaining
5.
6 games.
Yeah.
I think should be enough. 2 definitely enough.
Exactly.
So they're the only team that can relax. So everyone else now that includes a Kolkata, Sunrisers, Lucknow, Chennai. Everyone. Okay, forget that's a bit of the. But I want to know from all of you guys, is it just a coincidence these upset have happened, or is it teams now finally realizing what their 11s are, or they're finally realizing that par totals have changed, or they finally figured out their oppositions, or they finally made some tweaks to their game plan, or is it just mere coincidence, or is it just not the curse of the IPL, the boon of the IPL, that somehow or the other the league will go till the final.
If you look at the case of Punjab Kings and RCB, RCB were coming off a 6-game losing streak. So they had to fight for pride and ensure that okay, they stay in some contention.
No, but I have seen teams in the past continue that streak longer.
Including RCB?
Yeah.
RCB has
No. There was no guarantee it had to end. But it ended.
Yeah, it ended. Look at Punjab Kings. Very, very inconsistent heading into this game. We almost dubbed them off as okay, rank outsiders. They have no chance. And after doing 261, we thought, come on. I mean, anybody who predicted that okay, PBKS is winning, but then PBKS chasing 262, I bet by bottom door they wouldn't have.
No, nobody did. What has happened? How are so many results upsets back?
One, the conditions. You're played at the Eden. Okay. Forget about Chinnaswamy being your ultimate graveyard for bowlers in IPL 2024. You can forget that statistic. The ultimate graveyard that has been there for bowlers in IPL 2024 has been the Eden.
Sure, but pitches both same for both teams. So a better team like KKR should have won. What has happened? How is it that we had most results till now on predicted lines, barring her, and suddenly we've had a string of upsets?
Okay, mistakes have happened. Okay, mistakes have happened in the SRH RCB game. SRH went bonkers. They thought they'll chase the total down 15 overs. They capitulated. Right? That's one.
No, so what is the reason? Overconfidence? Is that has happened with KKR, SR? I want a common thread. Is there a common thread?
No, there are three factors.
Okay.
One, in the case of SRH, overconfidence with the way how they bat aggressively. In the case of KKR, conditions. Is it a coincidence that 2 night games?
No. So if there are different factors, how is it how is it we are back to back so many upsets?
I think
It's a culmination of all of them.
the only common thread is the conditions, the pitches, maybe the flat decks.
Flat decks are ensuring that there are upsets.
We were talking in the mid innings as well. You know, the game has become more
Or
batsman
is
friendly.
it law of average?
No. You remember the SRH-MI game? 2-7, MI almost chases it down. It might have happened once, twice, thrice, not as many times as it has been happening now. Teams chasing 260, 250 odd runs, they are scoring in excess of 20 to 30.
Maybe I can add a common trend into that. Inspired knocks. Look at it. Marcus Stoinis against Chennai Super Kings.
No, so it can be inspired. I'm sure they were all inspired. But yeah, just taking from your point, it could be that maybe it reached a point of no return for these teams.
Yeah.
So you said, okay, so one reason could be that all of these teams reached a point of no return and said, listen, it's now make or break. And so that is a situation where then you stop worrying about little things and you say, you play with a free mind. So that could be, and that results in, that could be one reason why that is happening. The other reason which I feel could be a factor is that certain teams are far more sorted in their tactics and what their strengths are or what they need to do to go about. And so they hit the ground running from the word go, from game one. And they are the ones who tend to do well. Certain other teams, because see, IPL is not played a year-long tournament where you're playing regularly. You don't know. So it's a team game where combinations need to be tried on. And a lot of them are overseas players. A lot of them play for different states. They only come together, and with the shuffling that we have with teams, they only come together for this IPL. And no matter how many practice sessions or match simulations you do, playing a match is playing a match. Recreating those situations not possible. I think now slowly, gradually, as they have, you learn from your mistakes. As you've committed multiple mistakes, you've finally begun to figure out what your right 11 is, what should be your right approach, what are the part totals where it's gone, what bowler should bowl, when should I get, how to use my impact sub, and if I do, where. These teams have been slightly slower on the uptake in terms of understanding the season, their own strengths, the opposition weakness, whereas certain other teams did it earlier. Now it's getting
I'll tell you why.
So these teams, which if this a particular analysis is correct, then these teams should continue to fare well now. If this analysis is wrong, then this should be just once in a bright spot that they come with. And then once again you will see a disastrous sort of a stretch, whether it's from an RCB, whether it's from a Punjab, whether it's from a Delhi, then they should continue to. But if this is indeed true that they have been slow starters and they've only figured out, then they should have a good stretch. By that I don't mean that they have to necessarily win the next game, but the remaining 6-7 games that they play, they may have a better record than the first 7-8 games.
I'll add to this point. Actually, what also happens is, as you said, certain teams, especially the lower placed teams, halfway into the tournament, they've not figured out their tactics, right? The other teams have. But then there's also another thing. If it's not broken, you're not fixing it, you're not changing it. So the top teams, then it also gives the other teams enough time to figure out strategies. So that also happens.
Plus figure out their strengths.
Yes,
as well.
figure out their strengths, figure out how to then nullify those strengths, figure out what weaknesses to target. So what tends to happen, that is why you'll see certain teams are much better in the second half. MI being a prime example, they always tend to pick very well in the second half.
Which is interesting, because for MI, if you remember last time, that wasn't so much what you're saying about figuring out the other strength, but in what I said, because
their own strengths.
Yeah, because if you remember, I mentioned that Rohit Sharma interview that he did recently, he said they were slow starters because when a lot of those teammates would come, he could not get them to do exactly what he wanted them to do immediately. A lot of them are overseas players, so he would spend time with them and slowly, and especially the bowlers, what lines to bowl, slowly and gradually, after a few games they would figure out.
Correct.
And that's when they would hit top form. So yeah.
The problem is, see, what has happened even in this week, while chasing, this is in particular with chasing. Look at the RR game, RR KKR, 6 overs 96, but again a freakish knock from Joss Butler. Look at the CSK LSG game in Chepauk. Flat conditions are there in Chepauk, where they played on 200 plus was chased in Chepauk. Marcus Stoinis played one of the best knocks that you can see. Here, look at how Bairstow did it. 108 centuries, plus you go back to Ekana, there LSG made very lightweight of 180. KL Rahul making 82 or 53. Every knock that you're seeing here is one freakish knock and others playing around.
I did not say the word freakish. What happens is that everyone now is playing without fear, right? So what tends to happen is one player will work, and when he works really well, it makes it easier for the others to then come in and play cameos.
While you're giving the reason why it's happened, so that what's the core cause of that effect? You're telling us about the freakish knocks, which we can see all of them are freakish. But why is it
flat decks
that you've had but flat decks you had from the start? Why is it that in this phase now, in this week, suddenly
certain times luck has not been
freakish
with you.
knocks happened earlier also?
Even luck. KKR were boosted by luck on 2 occasions.
So that's a coincidence, you're saying?
But
Flat
coincidence
pitches
happens
plus coincidence.
once or twice. I'll just say 2-3.
Or is it the powers that be, the God above, who cares for the fans and does not want a very one-sided IPL. He does not want, it should be finished. So he says, listen, I love you guys, I love your cricket fans, and you need to keep the excitement alive.
But that has been
No,
there
it's
every
not
IPL.
It's not a movie. I think I have 2-3 points too. Talking about both KKR and PBKS.
And you can perceive the God as anybody.
No,
God
I don't think it's not.
It's different for everyone.
It's entertainment, but at the end of the day, it's cricket. It's not a Bollywood movie. There's no point that God is writing a script and this happens because of the.
But the creator can do it.
I'll tell you in 2-3 points.
Bollywood scripts are written by humans.
But
creator
I don't think it's not. I'm telling you, it's not a Bollywood. It's not a movie.
The word creator can be applied in different ways.
No, it's a game. No. I'm getting you what you're saying, but. I'll tell you in 2-3 points. In case of both Punjab and KKR, Punjab had it coming. There were glimpses of brilliant innings from Shashank Singh, Ashutosh Sharma in those few games. One game they lost by 2 runs, won by 9 runs.
Actually, that's a good point. Punjab was there.
It's disappointing that it came in the Eden versus my team or Kolkata Knight Riders, certain Kolkata Knight Riders. I remember I am watching this Punjab team closely. Before today they won only 2 games once against GTN and Delhi. But in other 3 games they have played so well, they have batted so well while chasing especially. These youngsters have smashed the bowlers of let's say Mumbai, Hyderabad bowlers and everything. So it's not that they had given up. They were just not clicking. The batting was not clicking. Maybe at the end the runs were too much. Or Shashank Singh was promoted today. Earlier he used to come 5 down or 6 down. Then both in one game, I don't remember correctly, but in one game only Shashank Singh and Ashutosh Sharma were left. They built a partnership. They pulled Punjab out of a trouble, but they did end up losing. But that doesn't matter. Yeah.
No, I wonder.
The glimpses were there. It's here only. The second thing, now talking about my team KKR, now we have 3 losses. You remember when we lost first game against Chennai? It was just that we have won 3-4 games First loss is inevitable. It's fine. Nothing. In the second loss against RR, it was George Butler's brilliance. We said, one of a kind of a game. Almost same in the case of RCB. That was about one, but we won, and everything was swept under the carpet. But now today,
you could have lost that game as well. It came very close.
Now it's time to address that this bowling lineup is rather inexperienced.
Yeah.
This bowling lineup, barring a Sunil Narine, who still, who today as well bowled an economy of 6 after being smashed for 11 runs in the first over. This bowling lineup, barring Mitchell Stark or Dushmanta Chamira, no international bowlers are helping the cause. Harshit Rana, Vaibhav Arora, or the spinners, let's say, have not really come to the party, especially Varun Chakravarti, apart from Sunil Narine. So I think it's time, though, the weaker bowling attack, all your batsmen were saving you from every time you have Sunil Narine scoring a century, Rinku Singh, Andre Russell on the top, but now it's time, the bowling lineup is rather inexperienced, weak, and the biggest result you have conceded a 262
Okay, so 2 points. He makes 2 points. I think both are very valid points. One, we're looking for reasons why upsets have happened, and while he does not address why there's been a chain of upset, but in this match, we're still calling it an upset is primarily because if you look at it closely, you're only going to look at Punjab having won 2 games before this. But I think the fact is he's right that they did come very close to pulling out big chases earlier as well. They were very close. And I think this time they, crossed the line. It really worked for them. As did they do it once before also, where Shashank played a blinder. So they were always close. They were going to win some, they were going to lose some. That is one thing. And I think you're right. In almost 4 games now, I'm not looking at wins and losses, but 4 games where the Kolkata Knight Riders bowling has really been exposed. And I think that's something that you need to look at. Let's take a look at,
I remember before the season, when we were making our predictions, a lot of people said, Shane, how is it that you haven't placed KKR in the top 4? I gave one reason, the bowling. Because you were very reliant, you were going to be very reliant on Stark and Narayan to actually do the bulk of the heavy lifting. The rest, everyone else, a Varun, a Suyash, a Vaibhav, a Harshit, were all expected to be support cast. Unfortunately, you reached a point where Stark didn't do well. Thereafter, Narayan has more than pulled his weight. Can't fault him there whatsoever. But everyone else, Harshit won you a couple of games. Vaibhav did well some games. Varun Chakravarti has done well some games. But that consistency, that killer bowling lineup, I never saw. And now it's coming true for what it is. And also, I think, and this is something that's going to sound like a bit of an unpopular opinion, but I'll give my reasons. This is KKR's mid-season slump, which tends to happen. The one thing that is saving them this time around is that they didn't have a bad start. For 2 years now, I've seen that they slump very badly in the middle, then will make a surge for it towards the end. The difference is this time around, they had a better start when they only lost 1 game.
And you're also helped by the fact that certain other teams have also had a slump.
No, that is bound to happen.
CSK also.
Every team has a slump in between. The difference with KKR was that last 2 years, in fact, I would say past 3 years, 2021 included, 2021 you were terrible in the middle. You were terrible. You lost 6 out of 7 games. So it required a break enforced by COVID to actually get you back into contention, and then again in the second half you were good. And this has been a trend with KKR, so I expected, but again this year I expected it more because I looked at the bowling and I'm like, it's very much dependent on young players outperforming, and that's not always going to happen. It's going to happen some games you're going to see the young bowlers for what they are, young bowlers who need more time. You don't have enough experience.
Okay, let's move on. Plenty more to discuss, and on the larger level, the macro level, while we all enjoy 6s and 4s, in fact there were moments in this match where I was actually asking that, is it really a Kolkata home game? Because when the Punjab batters were smashing 6s, outstanding knock by Bairstow and Shashank, and before that Simran as well, he was the one who gave them the impetus. You could hear the crowd cheering. So while I while I understand the fact that crowds absolutely love 6s and 4s, they enjoy all of that. But for the bowlers you got to feel, and it's now not 1 or 2 or 3 games. This season has been a joke. I don't mind using that word. It's been a joke, and I think this tweet by one of the bowlers sums it up really well. Who's playing in the IPL, who's full-time cricketer, part-time YouTuber in Ravichandran Ashwin, who says that save the bowlers, someone please. SOS. He's actually sending an SOS call, asking everyone. And while a lot of us will take it as a good sense of humor sort of a tweet. The fact of the matter is you also need to feel the pain that he must be feeling. You need to feel the pain that a lot of bowlers must be feeling, and I tend to agree with what he said, because now it's become an absolute joke. There's no balance between bat and ball. You would want that balance. My question is it time to start a petition? It started on Sports Today, maybe it can carry forward, people can chip in, save the bowlers.
Of course. I mean,
Next time, I think.
look, this IPL, you've already seen 6 totals in excess of 250. Okay.
7, no?
7 now.
7, yeah.
Kings 11.
7 totals, all in excess of 250.
6 was an hour and a half.
Hour and a half back.
Or
Okay.
2 hours ago.
So look
Since
at
we've gone
the-
on for half
yeah.
hour.
Look
2
at the
hours ago.
score.
It's like a South Africa, Australia, 434 world record
438.
runs, and a
Yeah.
few hours ahead,
It's 438.
broken.
Okay. Look at the score range: 287, 277, 272, 266, 262, 261, and again a 262.
It sounds like ODIs in the mid 2000s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who would have imagined
You have
at that
seen
time?
over 46s hit today, which is the most.
42 sixes in total.
One game, 549 runs in 40 overs. 549
But
runs.
that you're saying it as if you're celebrating it.
No, I'm not celebrating.
Yeah, we should
Now,
not.
no, I'll tell you why. The PSL, we were all criticizing the standard of wickets. I had mentioned even in the mid innings at Cheeky Dig that, I think it is PSLI or IPSL or something in that sense. The quality of
Don't say
pitches,
that, you'll start a war on social media.
it is the
For different reasons.
it's the truth. The PSL
I
wickets
understand
that
your sentiment.
yeah, whatever happened on those roads in Rawalpindi and Lahore and Multan and Karachi, that roads has been now shifted to India. I'm very sorry. The Chinnaswamy, the Eden Gardens, the Hyderabad Stadium in Uppal, Wankhede in particular, bowlers have been reduced to bowling machines, and that too, you can't bowl at a certain right line and length. You'll get tonked, irrespective of it. Look at what Harshit Rana tried today. He tried a slow shortcut cutter, didn't work, got tonked. He tried a full delivery, got tonked. Tried a wide yorker, got tonked. What do you do? The standard of pitches that has been there in IPL 2024 has been abominable.
The only one pitch, by the way, in this entire IPL, which I say was Sporting, Mullapur,
Also Savai Mansingh to a certain extent.
and SMS. Those, but even in SMS.
And
Lucknow.
Ekana.
Lucknow was slightly on the other side.
I
It got a
don't
little
mind
slow.
that now.
Now actually I'll take that. No, I'm talking purely on Sporting basis. The only pitch that looked like it used to be on the Sporting side was Mullapur, because there you knew that if the not only spinners, even if pacers were finding the right lengths, there was stuff in it for them. It would be difficult. The batters would have to try innovating, and you were generally getting chases of about 180 odd, which is great. That's good T20 cricket. This is not. It's reached a point. I remember saying it when I was watching, which was the last match which SRH played. They were going crazy.
The Delhi
Delhi game. I was watching that and I'm like, I'm so bored. Every ball is thang, thang. It stops becoming fun after a
I
point.
think we have gone
it's
so much
not
ahead.
fun, I agree.
No,
I think the powers that be, which obviously wanted a run fast, slowly and gradually, and you got the impact player rule, pitches are being served. See, these are things that can be tweaked, right? It's not reached a stage where the batters have evolved so much that they're getting runs.
No.
These are things that you can tweak. Few little tweaks that you can make is get more decent pitches to help bowlers as well. Two, your boundary ropes can go a few inches, your ground aren't that small, you bring the boundary ropes in, make that. These are just few little things that you can do. Pitches even out, spreading impact rule, just take that away. So these are under your control. Somebody needs to remind them that in the whole effort of making it more fun and sixes are fun, it's like the
Hong Kong Super Sixers.
no, it's like the
T10s.
no goose that lays the golden egg.
You'll kill the golden egg.
Exactly.
You'll kill the goose.
If-
Goose, yeah.
if-
Sorry.
kill the goose.
We'll kill the golden egg.
I'm completely with you. I understand.
Yeah, we'll kill the golden egg.
Yes.
Eventually, you're going to reach a stage. Exactly. So you're now really pushing it to that level where slowly fans will just turn off.
You know,
in the
And
contest.
one more coincidence.
To add to your point, I think we have gone so far ahead on that scale of entertainment that we have forgot that we are playing cricket. We are playing a game. We have advertised IPL as an Indian Premier League full of entertainment. The world is here. All of the playing.
India ka tehwar.
India ka tehwar. Now we are only. I think only we are celebrating. We forgot that that's a game to be played.
No, but celebrate the bowler.
Exactly.
You correctly said that you got bored when you were seeing those sixes because in the previous seasons it happens to be 1 or 2 games of this sort. 250
Now so many games.
263 scored by RCB stayed for 11 years on the board. 11 years. And in this season it has been shattered 6 times.
Yeah. And is it any other coincidence like you mentioned? Delhi, KKR, Eden Gardens, Bengaluru. What's the common trend? Wankhede, flat deck,
Small
boundaries. Okay, even a top edge can go for a 6. Okay,
It does.
If you want to at least give the pitch, make it as dead as a dodo, at least make the outfield bigger so that the power hitting factor can also be tested. How can I test a guy he's done a great knock if he clears a 50-meter boundary? The Chinnaswamy Stadium in that sense is an abomination.
Commentators were saying today they're clearing. Wow, KP was like.
Okay, either he has seen.
Wow, what?
He was watching the illusion of another stadium. I think that has happened.
That entertainment factor.
No.
They are only promoting the entertainment.
Exactly.
They are enjoying 6 sittings. Again.
So lip service by commentators.
What happened to that typical Eden pitch? What happened?
I loved that pitch.
Yeah, 3 spinners
loved that
playing.
pitch. 3, 4.
4 spinners playing, defending, cracker of a contest.
Now what that happened? You realize that okay, I got spin, but I got a shorter boundary. So now I'll get spin. At least you took the pitch into equation and helped your bowlers.
Ashwin tweeted today. Siraj on the record went and said, "Please scrap this impact rule. Where will the bowlers go?"
Yes. Ashwin points out that the commentator just said that these are normal size boundaries of the Eden Gardens. From which angle is this a normal size boundary?
The laughing emoji.
Yeah, he quite rightly said it's not normal.
By the way, I completely agree with Ashwin because exactly what we are discussing.
Ashanda, as usual, calling a spade a spade.
And I'll tell you one thing, and this is not, I remembered, and there's an interview I did with Harbhajan. It's on YouTube. It's not on this platform, but it's still there. Where he pointed out many years ago, and I'm talking about, this is I think 16, 17. So we're going back about 8 years ago. And at that time, this trend had started to emerge. And he had, I think, just finished playing IPL around that. No. He was still playing.
No, 2016, 17, he would have been CSK.
17 this
CSK wasn't there in 16.
Oh yeah, then MI. Yeah.
17 this was, where he mentioned, even though he was playing as a spinner, where he said that, listen, you got to do something about these boundaries. You are bringing the rope in. Anyway, Indian grounds are smaller compared to a lot of other, but that's fine, whatever. They're still not that small. In test matches, you still have those bigger boundaries. In T20I, you push them in, one for entertainment because you want sixes, secondly to make space for the
fans.
for the cheerleaders.
Those DJs and everything.
Make those stages. So bring the boundary in, and he's like, what do you do? A spinner, one of the biggest weapon of a spinner we discussed yesterday, that when the spinner picks up a wicket, a batsman has stomped it up, we're only blaming the batter, but we're not giving credit to the spinner who may have done something different to ensure that Klaasen shot did not go past the boundary and went straight up. So that is one of the biggest skill for a spin bowler, to deceive him in the flight, whereas he's hit a couple of sixes, but the third time he changes the pace or the trajectory and gets the batter caught. That is vanishing, because now third time also he'll swing and he'll deceive him. It may not connect as well, mistimed, but because boundary is so short, the mistimed shot will also go.
This is the problem. This is the problem. I mean, see, if you are not okay with the PSL wickets that produce very shoddy type of cricket, and look at where the Pakistan team is. They have lost, they are not going to win a series against a D or E grade New Zealand team in the T20Is.
I mean, he shifts it every day from C to D, now D to E.
I mean, look at it, C, D, E, whatever. Look, that New Zealand team was the weakest that you ever saw.
Not ABC.
It wasn't the A team definitely. It wasn't the B team definitely.
A team was playing in IPL, no?
IPL.
Sachin, Rachin, Ravindra.
And the C team to Pakistan.
Trent Bolt. They are playing.
Now, show the scorecard.
Now, in this IPL, you have seen 250 plus breached so frequently. 40 plus sixes have been hit. 35 plus sixes have been hit. Today, we are hailing Arshdeep Singh with 11 economy rate. That's how we have been reduced to. Like, come on. Even in that period of time, we criticized 2016. Why? Already 646s were hit in the entire IPL that time.
और
8 years ago.
ऊपर.
Now, just you crossed halfway, you crossed 756s. 750 plus sixes have been hit. Bowlers have been made to look like even worse than bowling machines. There is absolutely nothing they can do. Whatever they try, it's impossible for them to get success. A Sunil Narayan 1 for 24. It is as equivalent to taking a perfect 10. It is.
In today's game.
In fact, I mentioned it a couple of days ago, in fact, in the mid-show as well, that maybe we need to start looking at bowlers and their economy differently. What 7 and 8 would look nice, now I think 10 and over should be acceptable. But then I also pity the bowlers that we've reached a stage, instead of finding a solution for them, we're only saying that, listen guys, it's an afterthought that, listen, we can't do anything much for you. ये तो entertainment है, तो पिटाई तो होगी. But now we'll start looking at you. Slowly, people will forget. For them 10 will become normal. So keep bowling, keep getting hammered, but just get used to 10.
I like that last part. People will forget, because people are going to forget this season in a hurry. No one is going to care after a point that you had these many 200 matches, because it's now just commonplace. I mean, I go back to a lot of sports wherein they've had to take broader systematic decisions to kind of save their sport. At one point, and this is a different sport example, but in Formula 1, you had reached a point where they were able to produce ridiculously fast cars with using certain techniques that the governing bodies had to step in and ban those techniques. And then, listen, boss, we know you're chasing a thrill for speed, but A, you'll desensitize people to it. B, worse still, you're going to get people killed. Because you're driving cars like that. Here also you're killing bowlers.
Yeah.
Who wants to
Metaphorically,
be? Yeah.
But you are.
No, who wants to be a bowler?
Yeah.
If IPL is a career maker or breaker, then nobody wants to be a bowler then.
Correct.
You will not be able to play for India or your respective teams if you are a bowler, because you have been wrong everywhere on the
Plus, you wouldn't want to be an all-rounder because of the impact rule.
And look at it this way, we were praising, just a couple of months you go back, we were praising an Akashdeep who did so well on test debut. The man can't even bowl for his franchise. Why? Because one match he bowls, he's bowling conventionally and he gets thumped all over the ground. What is the point? I wouldn't want to be a bowler. In fact, I dread it even worse for spinners, because spinners, you'll get a few dot balls in, but man, when they hit you, you stay hit. There's nothing you can do. What's the variation you're going to bowl? You'll change speed.
Look at modern day greats like Kagiso Rabada. Okay, in test match grade red ball cricket, he's a phenomenal. 3 overs for 52. 3 overs for 52.
Sam Curran is one of your best death bowlers in the world. 2 years back is going at an economy of 15.
Okay, today was voting day. I went and voted. Maybe there should be a voting for, you want more sixes or you want some balance thing. IPL should conduct it amongst the fans, and maybe they'll get the answers. Okay, I want to move to another aspect. As I said, plenty of things to discuss. Before we take your questions, the last bit that we're going to touch upon, and just looking apart from, we've discussed the bowlers and things need to change, but then we're not going to take anything away from the batters, right? They made do with the conditions that they got and utilized it. Why I think today's match is very important, with the way a Bairstow batted, or a Salt batted, or a Narayan batted, a Prap Simran batted, your Shashank Singh has been batted. Two things that really come to my mind, and all of you can chip in. One, let's see a lot of these batters like the Shashanks of the world, and the Prap Simrans of the world, and an Abhishek Sharma who's doing it. No matter what they keep doing, they will not be playing the marquee T20. Right? So imagine you have such gun players in outstanding, and Shashank I think really comes to my mind because he's not done it consistently. Right? He's in top form, pulling off like almost miraculous wins, or at least taking them so close on occasions. He's not going to be there. You and I know it, right? So you're going to leave them behind. That's one. How fair, unfair is that? Firstly, that. So imagine people watching this, the best league in the world, a lot of them would be saying, wow, is he one of the best lower order T20 batter at the moment? Many would say, yeah, I'm just talking at the moment, but he won't be playing that, right? So one, that, what do you make of that? Secondly, today's match also kind of tells you where you are and puts into perspective what we saw yesterday in a game where Virat really struggled to get going. It could have been a one-off, as I mentioned, could have been a one-off, but is it putting into perspective as to where our legends was at one point? And he still is a legend, and he was a match winner in ODIs, in T20s, in Test cricket. But have we reached a stage where Gen Next. I don't know what X,
Gen
Y,
Z,
Z, whatever they are, but Gen Next I'll say because
Yeah.
Next
it-
generation.
it-
always
Yeah.
next to
everyone
next
will
to
always
yeah.
be. Gen Next is actually showing you that you're behind the curve, and this will go to a lot of other very prominent matters. Is that where we stand right now?
I'll answer you the first part of the question. So Shashank Singh is same as Rinku Singh 2 years back. Same Rinku Singh. He hasn't played a T20 World Cup yet, so let go of Shashank Singh. He'll not be playing.
Valid point.
We are still debating.
We're still debating if we can
Yeah,
fit him into a
Rinku
15,
Singh-
11,
I
etc.
will break the screen if Rinku is
So
not.
Shashank Singh, what he has been doing, and even he knows, everyone has aspirations to play for India, but even he knows he doesn't stand a chance right now in this
Yeah.
T20 World Cup.
And a few other players like
Rinku
that.
Singh has been consistently doing it for 2-3 years now. It's the third year. I was about to say that to you in the middle innings that if God forbid Rinku Singh has an off season this season, I won't blame him. He already had 2 fantastic seasons to get there for India. But if he still hasn't been playing,
And he's played for India and done
Yeah.
well too.
Correct.
Yes.
now
Finished games for India.
Shashank Singh just started, and
Yeah.
next with the next
No,
World Cup in
I'm
China.
not saying put him there. I'm not saying put him in the team. But I'm saying, wouldn't that be some sort of ironic
like-
From the mistaken identity to be the India cap in the
we are like-
I'll give you an example. I'll give you a football example. What happens like when somebody has an outstanding season, they usually call them up for the team for the World Cup. They may not start, but they're there. They're the biggest event. If there's a youngster, I can think of a lot of young. I'm a Barcelona fan. Pedri had an outstanding season. Called up straight up to be in the squad. You travelled, may not have been a starter because you look at young talents, you take them. So in the larger picture, you say, okay, he was one of the best players on the planet. He's gone to the marquee event. He deserves to be there. It won't happen here. And I'm not talking about a Shashank. I'm not just talking about what I do. There'll be an Abhishek. There's a Shashank. They are like setting the stage on fire.
Yeah.
The absolutely, next level T20 cricket they're playing. Whatever they may be doing, they ain't.
I mean,
There's a glaring difference. Jake Fraser McGurk will play for Australia before Shashank Singh make his India debut. That's a difference in the respective boards. As you pointed out, football example, same with the other boards as well. They will call their young talent and they will include them in their as foreign England, foreign Australia to play. Indians, we are like courts. We have so much of backlogs of the cases. We would have to clear them first, then to
even also
get
the
chances
Bollywood
to the
example
new players.
I like that.
And secondly, the second part of your question, that is it the time for seniors to pave the way? It's as the games evolution is in the game, the players also have to be either you adapt or you are eliminated in the game. With all due respect to all the seniors, but again,
Shape up or ship out.
Yeah.
simple. These players are Shashank Singh, Abhishek Sharma, Jake Fraser McGurk. They deserve to be in the.
Yeah.
That's why there are different formats.
Yep.
But the problem is, I am a star player. I want to play every format.
So,
Okay,
going by that quote example, I've got 2 Bollywood cases, okay?
Achha.
Seniors will always say, Tariq pe Tariq, Tariq pe Tariq,
I
Tariq
think
pe Tariq.
because today that Tarak Mehta guy has
He's
disappeared.
gone missing.
He's gone missing.
Yeah, and from
oh,
Delhi.
his father's missing. Gurcharan Singh Sodhi, the original Roshan Singh Sodhi, his father went missing. So he's filed a police complaint.
Father, not him.
Father, not
No,
him.
he is gone
He is
missing.
missing.
His father has filed a complaint.
He is missing.
So Roshan Singh Sodhi.
So he's missing.
He is missing. His father has filed a
That's
complaint.
sad, yeah. That's really
I thought I'd tell you, I have never seen that. But I've heard so many examples from you.
No, actually, he left the show in not so good terms.
He was about to travel to Mumbai, but he never reached Mumbai, and
Yeah, that was such a tragic, dark take on what happened in the episode once. He got kidnapped. And in the show he got kidnapped and a new guy came in because he exited the show on bad terms. So I had to get a new guy, but man, that is
Okay,
tragic.
sorry.
So his thing that there is a backlog of cases in India's senior guys. It's like Tariq pe Tariq, Tariq pe Tariq, Tariq pe Tariq. They'll keep on playing because it's like that. And again, if you have to look at the talent pool that IPL supplies, okay, 8 feet pipe के जगह 2 inch का pipe लगा दिया है when it comes to the Indian cricket team selection, okay? उसमें तो pressure भी नहीं आता है.
Hey, if you
if you are a Shashank Singh and you know you cannot play for India in the coming season, you don't have any aspirations. People know.
Forget Shashank. I mean, he told you this year breakthrough where, as you said, we're still debating about
Rinku.
Rinku who's
No, Sanju Samson. Sanju Samson has been a junior player, senior player. Ishan Kishan, by the way, we used to call him halfway house. I did. Sanju Samson is the elite halfway house. For years, he's been the next big thing. And for years, he's not broken through teams.
And then
And
there's
even
someone
not.
broken through team but sat on the bench, you use each chair to
And he will not feature. And when he will feature, the time has already been
And
gone.
it's opposite.
Yeah.
जो नैनीताल में आपका फार्म हाउस बनाया था उसमें 8 फीट पाइप की जगह 2 फीट का पाइप लगा दिया.
Yes, 2 inch.
I know. That is the situation
Also-
that the IPL has got to the Indian cricket.
Also, interestingly enough, I remember we were talking about mindset and moving forward. It reminded me a lot of what Marcus Stoinis said after the Chennai Super Kings
Yeah.
game.
128.
Yeah, he hit the match-winning runs, and in the post-match, someone questioned him and said, you didn't get a central contract for Australia. You've been let go for the Western Australia side thing as well. And he said, no, I understand that. I understand that they need to move forward. I would love if some young kid came and took my place. I'm thinking,
is the market
wow.
behind us.
I'm thinking, would I ever hear any Indian player be caught dead saying something like this? Not a chance.
No, I'm saying it, but I think all of them accepted. I think Ricky Ponting in that sense was given a nudge.
Yeah.
Michael Clark announced himself because he knew that
He'd be done.
Yeah, so
Hayden was done that. He didn't perform in the test match. He said, out you go. Glenn McGrath and Shane Warne were the only guys who retired on their own terms. but
Steve
they-
Waugh didn't retire on his own term. He was
Many
nudged.
People said that Steve Waugh kind of overstayed his thing.
No. I'm saying, that's what I said. I said he was nudged.
Yeah.
That entire store, I'm sorry, became an overextended goodbye to the man who was clearly past his prime.
Yeah, because that's why only Glenn McGrath and Shane Warne chose the right moment to go and they left on a high.
At India, people they overstay so much that they are not being able given a farewells because you drop them for a couple of and they some years later they announce today I retired from all the formats of the game.
And which is why, looking at the way how the mindset is of the Indian team, the second question is answered. You are well behind the curve.
You were behind the curve 2 years back, and now you're going with that same curve.
By getting 2 senior players back, you have ensured that people who play absolutely, you are not burdened with all those things that have happened in the past. A Yashasvi, a Rinku, because of these 2 players or certain senior players coming back, from the 2022 squad there will only be one change. Only one change.
And even that one change is not guaranteed.
It's not guaranteed. Now it is because of that you made it a Yashasvi or a Rinku
Or a
rather
Gill.
than a Yashasvi and a Rinku.
they may still make
You're the same team that won inaugural T20 World Cup with a young brigade, but now you're not able to experiment more.
But that happened not by design, it happened by chance.
Which in fact tells you everything you need to know about Indian
So
cricket.
those 3 guys who took the biggest step in Indian cricket, they gave Indian cricket such a big bonus.
In last couple of years, you have distributed India cap like it's a ordinary cap. Everyone is getting a ODI debut, Test debut, T20 debut, and when the team for a market tournament is big, you come, you stay.
6 people were handed a debut in an ODI. When that ever happened in Indian cricket? 6 people. And what has happened after that? That was 3 years ago.
Now a certain Umran Malik is extinct, 150 plus bowler. Mayank Yadav bowling 150, 155 today. A couple of years ahead, he will not be able to bowl at the same pace because of the age factor. Simple.
Okay, let's take lots of questions to address. How long have you gone on already, Pawan, for?
54 minutes.
Yeah, and we have a lot of questions to take. Okay, let's start with the first one. Is this the first
No,
one?
it's not the first one. Scroll right on top.
Right on top here.
Okay, Ritvika Reddy from the US. She says SRH's record are intact. Which record is she talking about?
Highest score.
Highest score.
KKR and Shane lost, so she's happy. That's good.
Oh, wonderful.
That's nice fan banter.
Yeah.
We're happy that you're happy.
Really?
Miraj rules.
Yeah, why not? I'm happy if everyone who's watching.
आपकी
is
खुशी
happy.
में मेरी खुशी है.
Exactly.
हाँ.
नहीं, आपके दुख में मेरी खुशी है. That's the situation.
नहीं ठीक है, but आप खुश हो तो हम भी खुश हैं, ठीक है.
Exactly. But that's fine. That's fan banter. That's what fans.
Banter. That's it.
Miraj rules from Canada. I backed Punjab at 50 odds after first.
Did you place a bet? If you did, you'd be a rich man right now, Miraj.
No.
Yeah,
And he lives in Canada. It's allowed for him.
it is. So he backed Punjab.
50.
Well done, Miraj, if you
Miraj.
did so.
But man, I have to really
And after first innings, he backed them. Brave man.
I have to really think that Octopus Piyush Nandre has got
Did
something.
Piyush
He picked a PBKS win.
Well done, Piyush. Piyush Nandre is one of our watchers. He's a regular viewer, and he has been getting his prediction, not score prediction. Sometimes he's got the score prediction right, but his
Team prediction.
win prediction has been very good this season. Well done to Piyush.
Octopus Piyush. Yeah.
Okay. Hari from the USA. Shashank is Sky without Big Mac choke. Remarkable consistency compared to Sky and ability to take pressure. Hope he is in the team in the next 1 year. Yeah.
Where is he?
Not a chance.
Too soon. I think it's too soon.
Where is a big
compare
match in
Shashank and
this?
Sky?
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I think Siddharth is right. Big match in IPL level, yes, but
Big match for
matches-
international, whole different ball game,
Yeah.
my
I
friend.
mean, Surya has done it here. I mean, okay.
Okay.
Sara is like saying, say it again, IPL fast bowling equals Dhaka Premier League.
I don't think the bowling is as bad. I think they're not just given anything. Bowlers in general are given nothing.
The conditions have been abominable. Let's be very honest about that. Go down,
Down.
No, down, not up. We've already taken those.
Okay, wait. Nietzsche, Pawan.
Nietzsche.
It's okay. It's okay.
So,
Ronit Datta is asking you, how's the Josh?
So Josh is good, man.
PBS
You
created.
take a loss on the chin and move on. Plus, given the way half my sporting teams are doing, I've learned to live with loss.
Yeah.
oh yeah, Chelsea got hammered.
Chelsea got hammered. Mercedes are doing precious little when it comes to the F1 thing. I'm almost glad there's no race week this week.
With that in mind,
Yeah.
the IPL team is doing fairly well.
Yeah, actually, in comparison, they're still in a good position. Will make the playoffs. I mean, if it comes to watching F1, has been depressing in the last 3 years. That stupid song keeps playing in my head.
He is quit, I believe.
I did a video on it. He's not quit. He's wants to quit. He's contracted till the end of 2025.
He
This
wants another
that.
challenge.
He doesn't want another challenge. He's tired of the politics in the team. Please watch the video.
Okay. No, I read.
Yeah, he's basically got all the
So,
honor.
Ferrari?
He's got offers reportedly from A Ferrari and B Aston Martin.
No, Aston Martin, interesting. He may go English team.
Not just that, actually, the other thing is that in Aston Martin you get a free hand. In Ferrari, not a chance. Ferrari,
He may,
no, not a chance. Ferrari in politics is legendary.
I know, but they'll have to. If you want a
Yeah,
great
then-
car, you have to give Adrian Newey that.
Yeah, then and
Maybe Lewis takes him there. Who knows?
him and Lewis, I actually never worked together. It's funny.
No, I think he would have been in McLaren.
No. 2005 is when he joined Red Bull. Lewis's career started in 2007.
7.
I know. First season, Lewis was
Yeah,
7.
Adrian Newey is
He and
no
Alonso
longer
were
with Lewis.
teammates.
Yeah, Newey joined Red Bull
Was
upon
Newey there?
its inception in 2005. In fact, he was ironically brought in by Christian Horner, who was the team
Yeah.
principal back then, and now it's because of the whole Horner situation that they've kind
You
of.
don't have a picture with Adrian Newey.
Huh?
Wow.
You do? A legendary man to have a picture with.
You're my the most favorite Formula One person in the whole world.
Which year was this?
This is
And in India or abroad?
India.
Oh, the
He came to India. Oh, for the. Back then, you would
I didn't
have.
take pictures with anybody. I just went to him straight up.
Adrian Newey is a good
14,
person.
somewhere in that
At 11 to 13.
11
He
to
had
13.
got his sons as well.
Or 10 to 13, rather.
So his
Yeah.
two sons were there with him.
Vettel won all the races.
Yeah, he did,
He's
he
the
did.
only guy to win all the races in India. Yeah.
Okay, Shankar says the difference between this chase and the RCB one is that PBKS played out Narain's last over
Yeah.
smile.
Well said, Shankar.
Good point.
Well said.
Shankar.
Absolutely.
We did point this out in that earlier game, not today, about Narain's over.
Even we were
in that
discussing. He was
RCB.
saying earlier when we were upstairs the same thing.
Yeah.
That why are they attacking Naren? Why they're RCB
And
went
they did.
after him? They played him smartly, and
Two
that's
wickets that Green and Lomro gifted to him.
Him,
And
absolutely.
also in the previous over, 2
Russell.
wickets by Russell.
it. So that's
See, 2 wickets by Russell were still good wickets to get. The Narayan ones were bonuses. Were absolute bonuses. Anyway.
Okay, Sarah says, Nikhil sir, common thread is mediocrity of fast bowling. That means no team is out till last ball of the game is done. Example, Yashdal Durga. But no, so why I was saying common is, but this has been a common thread throughout the IPL. My point was, why is it the last few days we've had massive upsets? We've not had a string of upsets. How is it that it's happened now? Does Lord God,
Kudrat
the
ka
creator, or Kudrat ka Nizam, what is it? Or is there a cricketing reason? We explored a few cricketing reasons for that as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mirage rules.
Never take on Narayan's throw. Guy's been doing it all his life. You know, actually, for someone,
Lazy fielder.
no, for someone who has a terrible catch,
Dart.
he's got a bullet throw.
Dart.
I never understood the. He's a bit of a contradictory cricketer. He looks like a lethargic guy, but can tonk it as far as any muscular guy. So he's a contradictory. He's a contradictory cricketer, and I agree with him.
Never smiles, stays the same.
Yeah.
Being hitting for sixes or being a century, he stays the same.
Then he says, now I want Punjab versus SRH finals. This is EA Sports 07 cricket, easy level hitting.
It is.
Insane it
It
is.
is EA Sports.
Seriously.
Agreed with
42 sixes today. Oof.
Okay, Mahesh again, he says if you, Virat or Rohit play to low strike rate, then you guys give them. But if bowlers goes for run, it's down to conditions, impact will.
Because the conditions right now are so in favor for batters that if you're not striking it at
Answering his own
150,
question.
you're a bad batter.
He's answering his own
Exactly.
question.
Vishal Panchal is saying, seriously, this is not cricket. This looks like a PlayStation game we played on easy mode.
Correct.
Nothing for bowlers.
Hello?
I know Narayan bowled well, but not every bowler is Narayan or Bumrah.
Exactly, and these are the two perfect names because they're the only ones, by the way, who escaped this season with any modicum of respectability to their economies, wicket section, and these are two goats. So if the only ones who are able to sustain in these conditions are greatest of all time contenders, then I'm sorry, you've seriously done every single bowler out there injustice. Injustice.
Miraj is saying someone entered cheat code Balle Balle when Punjab was batting. KKR should have entered all.
That is the comment of
the day.
the.
Oh yeah.
Well done, Miraj. You're informed. today.
Divyank is saying, Prabsimran getting out was blessing in disguise.
No, man.
No, he was 55
Same
over
20.
Same strike rate he was doing.
But he's given a reason. He's saying that he did what was needed, got out, or I think he could have gone the Virat route. More of KKR bad bowling or as opposed to PBKS's
But that's
batting.
an assumption.
Yeah,
Ah,
that's a supposition.
correct.
Yeah. Praneet Datta, you are wrong in analyzing PBKS. They came close in every match, but were not able to finish because their top order wasn't firing. Today it clicked, so we won.
And it wasn't clicking because they were
It's a
playing.
PBKS.
Yeah, and it wasn't clicking because they were playing Sam Curran of all people as an opener.
That's why we told you a couple of tweaks that they made really worked for them.
If Sam Curran had to be opening today, I think KKR would have won too.
Yes, indeed, indeed. Shankar is saying all but one of the winning centuries have been by foreign players. Scares me for the World Cup. The one made by an Indian may not even be a starter in the 11.
How so? Rohit Sharma got 100, didn't
Yeah.
Virat got 100.
Virat also got 100.
And also,
Not starting.
it's interesting he mentions the foreign player thing because the only foreign player whose 100 was in a losing cause is one who won't be playing the T20 World Cup, Narayan.
Hasan Narayan.
Yeah. Narayan, and it happened in the same game.
He's
Yeah.
got it wrong.
Yeah.
He's saying, Praneet Datta is saying, Johnny Shashank played. Well, don't forget Prabsimran.
I know, but must
Nobody
have-
can.
No, but this comment may have come.
Yeah,
before
earlier.
we touched upon. Manchester rising from the US.
No wonder we hardly produce class fast bowlers and
Fast bowling all round.
and fast bowling all rounders. India should stop crying when we're beaten in Sena countries as we dig our own graves and celebrate while doing so. Oof, good point.
Well done. Gokul Krishnan is saying India should consider Rituraj for T20 World Cup opening with Kohli.
Okay.
Gaikwad has better stats in T20s than Gill, Jaiswal and Rohit over last 4 years, second in orange cap till date. Bumrah can be captain.
Tear up the entire blueprint.
This is-
Talking about 2026 World Cup, I think.
It's a very radical suggestion at the moment, and you got to also remember that you're looking at overall records, and I think Gaikwad was in the form of his life at one point. He's had a bit of a slump again. He played well the other day.
Got 100 against LSG.
No, I did mention that, but on that account, Yashashvi also got one off. You can't see that, and I think you have to go in with the men that you were trusting right before the IPL. You see a bit of the form there, but then go with it. And by the way, at the moment, see, Rituraj has himself to blame because a lot of times he was picked, he would have had a chance to play. Injuries have always been his bane.
Yeah.
He's had to miss out last moment, and that's something that he, has to work on. And it's happened multiple times. I'm a big fan of Rituraj. He comes from the same city, so I like him.
Well, also one thing with Ritu recently that's been kind of exposed. If you have him and Kohli in the power play, and God save your power play, because at times he tends to be a slow starter on the power play. So okay, there at least actually it may balance out. Kohli is quick in the power play, he is not. Ritu is quick in the middle overs, Kohli is not. Actually, I like your suggestion.
Shubham is saying, FYI, Fraser has not played T20 for Australia.
Magurk, yeah.
He's not even consideration for T20 World Cup. He has played 2 ODIs. India has also given out ODI debut to Sai.
And Patidar and
etc.
Sai
Yeah, in that dead rubber ODI series against South Africa.
Sai Kishore.
But Sai Kishore played, really?
No.
Then Sai
Sudarshan.
Sudarshan, yeah. Yeah, Patidar, he played ODIs, really?
I think in the South Africa series.
I remember Rinku
one match
playing.
I think he played. One or
I remember Rinku playing, but yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
So Jayant Jai is saying this year batsmen whose home ground are Delhi, KKR, Bengaluru have advantages. Their record will be better than others and disadvantage to bowler. Start can be misleading.
But Jay, that's an interesting one. We mentioned it. You know, if you're actually analysing mid-Stark and he's had a horrendous season, he was dropped, and that's exactly what we pointed out. That unfortunately for him, the ground that happens to be his home ground is the ground where, for swing bowlers, especially up front with the new ball, it's proving to be the most expensive ground. And unlike all other bowlers of his type, who will only come there once and then go off, he has to play half his games there. So it's unfortunate. Sometimes, you know, those things.
Yeah, I mean, actually, now looking at the way all bowlers were treated in this match, I feel I was harsh on him.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's here. He's bowling at Eden, right? So it would be.
I was harsh on him because he's bowled no worse than anyone else who's came here, and that includes whether it be world-class bowlers like Rabada, up-and-comers like Arshdeep, IPL players like a.
But you know, that puts into perspective Arshdeep's spell today.
Yeah.
Very, very, very good. And he bowled in the death, the tough part. So don't just look at that economy straight up. But he bowled in the tough overs. And that augurs well. Again, I'm looking at it from India's point of view. Today, 10-11 economy, while bowling majority of your overs in the death, fantastic effort.
Nikhil Shinde says out of 3 high.
You missed Mehraj rules.
No,
Nikhil Shinde.
Nikhil Shinde on top says that out of 3 high-scoring games, 2 almost got chased and 1 they actually chased. Future does not look good for bowlers. I'm just scared people will not want to be bowlers.
Totally agree.
Nikhil, we discussed that. Maybe the comment came before that. We
Yeah.
spent a good 10-15 minutes discussing.
So Miraj is saying you didn't got my sarcasm for Narendra throw, bullet throw.
No, it wasn't that.
It was.
He's bowling.
That's
Bowling.
I really hate this argument because it comes up every single time Narayan does well on social media. He's chucking. I'm like, my poor man's remodeled his action 100 times. Get away from him.
See, if the umpires don't report it, then I think it's fine.
No, and now, also now I've watched some of the ones they show me, they're like, see, his arm is flexing, and I'm like, they're allowed a 15-degree flex, my friend. You're not bowling with a straight arm. Not every off-spinner has Graham Swan.
Okay, Mehraj rule says we are only focusing on winning the IPL. Let's discuss who will finish bottom from here. I'm going with CSK or GT. Okay, we're not discussing. Quickly, everyone.
RCB.
I'm also going RCB.
MI.
Done. Got your answer. Shankar.
I don't think you got my comment. Rahul and Kohli's came in a losing cause. Only Yashasvi Jaiswal among Indians came in a
winning cause.
Yes, against Mumbai. Rest are from foreigners.
Yes, valid point, Shankar. And this is something we've discussed. In fact, not only discussed, we've had heated debates over those 2 centuries by Rohit and Virat. If you've seen them, then you'd know.
Satish B is like saying, you guys still need VKRS. Get rid of them. Forget World Cup. Trust me. Oz, England, West Indies, South Africa looking like great teams. Yuvraj Singh predicted the same as favourites.
I do agree with him there. These are the 4 who you'd look at.
But it's not now. Even before the IPL started, I said for the very first time, I will not say. Otherwise, every ICC tournament, I would pick India as a semi-finalist.
Yeah.
This time, I'm not saying they will not make the semi-final, but this time I'm not sure about my 4 semi-final because the competition is so open. For the very first time, I'm not putting my bottom dollar and saying India will definitely make the semi.
Correct.
Otherwise, all tournaments, I would say India is making the semis. From there on, it's 2 games. Who knows?
Now
I'm not.
We have also missed a certain New Zealand in this.
Yeah.
New Zealand, they can come. And
They always, what happens to them in ICC tournaments, they discover, oh, we're good.
They have a good team.
Yes.
And you've also actually missed out Pakistan. You can look at the results now.
T20, but
But
ICC
cricket,
they're
outstanding.
They turn on these
Semi-finalists in 21, finalists in 22. Correct.
runner-up.
And don't look at the New Zealand results and all. We make fun and do whatever. And they tend to have these kind of tournaments even before that. But they lost the Asia Cup before that, 2021, through Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka won it, but when they came to the World Cup, played the semi-final.
In the T20 World Cup, they have been the most consistent Asian side if you look at it.
Yeah.
I mean, 9 they won it, 7 they didn't make it to the...
They were finalists, no?
Finalists, 7. 9 they won.
I'm waiting for him to figure it out.
10 they were semi-finalists, 12 they were semi-finalists, 14, 16 were the only times where they didn't do well.
Okay,
Dhairya is saying, please remove impact player rule, destroying the excitement of IPL every day. 216 is made and getting chased as well. With she missed.
WTH is what the hell?
What the hell? Missed those 180.
180, by the way, at one point, you're talking about thrillers. 180 was a winning
I thought it's with
Gen Z stuff, my friend. Gen Z stuff.
We in fact discussed that. We are also missing those low scoring thrillers.
Ritvika Reddy is saying the conversation around Virat Rohit has gotten to so stale and so toxic. I can't wait for the day they retire and we finally move forward. Sorry.
I mean, you're not going to drop them, so yeah, you're going to wait for them.
Sorry, but she's right in a way.
Yeah.
It is.
I think Ritvika, you're right. I mean, it has. But then that is the burning topic, burning issue that everyone wants to talk about.
Always.
But see, can I tell you, just to put it into perspective, they're not the first ones. I think all greats have had this situation. I'm going back to even the likes of Sachin Tendulkar.
Dhoni?
I'll even put MS Dhoni, exactly. I was just getting to MS Dhoni. It reached a stage where you were saying, oh, should he leave this format, should he leave that format? It happens. And I guess it's nothing unusual. Fans get upset because I understand fans want their heroes to continue forever. It just does not happen. So that's the reality of life.
Shubham Garg is saying, Sid, KKR bowlers overall economy this season is worse than RCB. Can we please have a song for them if you get some free time from book writing?
If you don't know, Sid is writing a book called
Title, it's just roughly
but
about.
the rough title.
Yeah.
The
Gospel
Sir,
of
thumb
fan
title.
behavior. Yeah. Sir, thumb title indeed.
the title is the
Gospel of fan behavior.
fan behavior.
Yeah. The code.
How
Code
fans
of-
are supposed to behave is writing a book on.
Okay.
Huh.
Rules. Once
Can you
again-
then answer his question? Will you make a song?
No. I'm not a lyricist.
First, let him finish the book.
Yeah.
Then he might think.
Then you might think about writing a song.
Writing a song, yeah.
Yeah, but KKR, at least they have won 2 titles. What have RCB?
Not just 1-2 titles, currently still very much in contention for top 4. If you're clutching at straws, and again I've seen this mentality from a lot of people saying, हम छोटी team को support करते हैं, तो we want the big teams to lose. I'm like, if that's your title, then boss, go for it.
Guy sitting here.
हाँ, it was a message for him only.
बड़ी टीम हारती है तो हमें मजा आता है.
But
Especially-
नहीं, क्योंकि उसकी खुद की टीम हारती जा रही है ना.
That's the trophy. It's like when Arsenal fans were winning, they won 5-0 and they're like London is red. I'm like, really? Have you won a league in the last 10 years? Have you won a Champions League? No.
मैं ना अपने दुख से दुखी नहीं हूँ. लेकिन आपके खुश हो, मैं इस बात से दुखी हूँ कि आप भी खुश हो.
हाँ, correct.
KKR have won 2 titles. Yeah, RCB. Yeah.
Played 1-2 titles, played 3 finals, in contention for playoffs multiple times. We've only ever been wooden spooners once. That's 8.
Once.
Just
RCB
one.
having that
Okay,
thrice.
let's quickly take a few more.
Last-
No, there's one from Mirage, which is witty.
Take it, you give us more.
Veer Zara is a blockbuster on Friday.
Mirage.
Usually Zinta, Shah Rukh Khan.
Of
But
course.
Priti Zinta was not there today.
No.
No, she wasn't there.
Where is our other analyst who sits here? Is not here today. He talks to owners. He knows what is going to happen on what day of the match.
I think after first 6 overs of Punjab innings, he left. He thought the game, Shah Rukh is here, they will lose, I'll leave. No.
Okay.
Vijay is saying some T20 are unfair contest with teams playing in different conditions. Do you helping second team and you were worried about bowlers in boundary sizes? 2021 T20 was handicapped.
It was handicapped in favor of batters, agree. But in this case, this is so much more extreme. It's next level.
And by the way, 2 wrongs don't make a right.
Oh.
That was a very unfair tournament and we called it at the time.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
nothing,
Win
nothing
toss,
that
win
changes.
match. Yeah.
Nothing that changes.
Yeah.
Nishant Thakur is telling me that you didn't even pick India as South.
Semi-finals.
2022.
You picked Park and SA from that.
To be fair, South Africa would have made it if they didn't bottle it at the last minute.
Against Netherlands.
I picked Park and
South
South Africa.
from which group?
From our
Where
group.
India were playing.
From India, the group which India was
2022.
playing.
I would have picked India. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, actually, you're right.
I picked India as a semi-final.
The video
Chance.
might still be up on
Yeah,
Sports Today.
yeah,
Go and
I-
please check
Please
it.
go and check it out. Yeah.
Satish is saying, will Warner give away his spot to Jake Fraser McGurk? Will be great.
No. Warner is very much Indian in some ways.
He told Harshit
Very
the
wise
other
answer.
day, other day Harshit in the interview, he told him,
What do you mean? I'm there.
I'm there.
Arey, he wants to apply for Aadhaar
Give
cards.
into context. Recently, David Warner did an interview with Sports Today. You can check that interview out, where the question was asked to David Warner that are you throwing your hat into the ring for the T20 World Cup? To which David Warner replied, you can check it. He said, "What do you mean throw the hat into the ring?
I'm there.
I'm already there."
Yeah.
So there
Vintage David Warner. That's
it.
it.
Final comment.
Shubham Garg is saying, I really want LSG or RR to win this season. KL and UZ are only mainstream Indian players who have not won any trophy in their careers, even under 19 World Cup.
There's a reason KL hasn't won any.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's too late,
By
late
that
to be
logic,
so nasty.
even
Sanju never won an under 19 either. Yeah.
same with so far.
he's
Rishabh Pant-
talking about mainstream means the more opportunities given to those
So
compared
then
to
Sanju comes in that category only.
More important.
ODI years plays T20s, vice versa.
Yeah.
Today commentators were discussing about it. ODI numbers are very good.
But it's a
Yeah, they were
No, but then the commentators were also talking about these are good size boundaries in Eden. Good size for who?
I think he was watching a 3D image of some other stadium that was super.
No, he was high off the Kool-Aid.
You score a 262 in an MCG. You chase it out 262
Not
in
a
an
chance.
MCG.
Not a
In a
chance.
T20I.
Not happening. You saw the final last time. It happened at MCG. You saw the India-Pakistan game. Low-scoring thriller. One of the best games ever.
One of the better.
62.
One.
That was the total.
Exactly.
The only game which was a hammering incidentally involved India.
No, but that
Because
was
we played
different
slow.
ground.
No, different ground and because we gave the game on a platter.
England 170.
Yeah.
Oh.
No,
Different
mind.
ground. Adelaide had to be a big scoring game.
Yeah.
You didn't
Make a
come
big
to
score.
the party. You didn't realize that what was the part total. You didn't play like that.
Correct.
Correct.
That's that.
Any other? No,
No, that's this we've taken. We've
already.
taken. Not leave that one aside.
Normal chat.
I think it's.
Regular.
Sanju won the 2014 KKR.
Hey, he was never part of KKR. That was Sky.
Okay. One by one, we'll just take. Okay, looks like Punjab had conflicts in mid innings today. They played like Sada Khush, Jana Na Te.
Na tera kuch rehna nahi.
Acha, I can't.
We won't be
Tera
happy.
कुछ जाना नहीं, तेरा कुछ रहना नहीं.
Ah, okay,
कुछ.
got it.
हम भी डूबेंगे.
तुमको भी ले डूबेंगे. That is the thing.
They've won, yeah, they're in with a chance. Come on. Nishant Thakur says, Nikhil sir, what do you make of Shubman's statement? He said that he scored nearly 900 runs, so he should be selected on the basis of that in T20 World Cup. But after that, he just has 25 average and 140 strike rate for India. By the way, I think it's misconstrued. What he had said is that, if you score 900 runs in an IPL season, you expect to be picked.
Yes.
But if I'm not picked, no
I'll
problem.
cheer.
All the very best to the team that goes, and I'll cheer for them. So he said it like that, not so much arrogantly. And in a way, he's right. He was the highest run scorer last time around, and he should have been there. But I think he also knows, and which is why the second statement came, he also knows that if he does get dropped, it will not be out of the ordinary, because he was dropped the last series that India played versus Afghanistan. He was made to sit out.
Yep.
So he knows back of his head that that can happen, and there's no harm in Shubman playing himself up. Everyone wants to pitch themselves, and if he is, then yeah.
Oh, Sanju was a part of KKR in
Yes, yes.
2012.
He was.
Oh, 2012.
Played a game for
He
KKR.
never
Yeah.
played a game. Yeah. That's why.
But still, he's won.
he won it. Yeah.
Thank you
He's
for
a-
pointing that out.
So that means Sanju Samson has won more IPLs than
No,
Virat
that-
Kohli.
Actually-
Udit Chandani, thank you for pointing that out.
Actually, if you look at it, even UZCL has won the CLT20.
This he won in
Mumbai Indians.
2012.
Yeah, 2012.
Piyush Namre is telling you, Siddharth, that after your book about rules for fans, he will also write a rejoinder to your book called Art of Booing.
That is
I
fine.
love that.
Okay.
Heart of
Let's have a collaboration, Piyush Nandre.
We'll do it. Okay, on that note, thank you so much for giving us company as always. We had a great time.
Yeah.
I look forward to your company tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
It's a
double header.
Two days, 4 games.
Oh,
It's double header.
Yep. The Chakala Derby.
And
that starts.
when I return on Monday,
Chakala Derby.
MIDC.
when I return on Monday for a KKR
Folks
game,
from Mumbai
the
will get that.
points table will look so much different.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
return on Monday for a KKR game
Which
again.
is DC.
DC.
What do you mean you return on Monday?
On the panel for a KKR game again. Then after
He's not
4
going on
games,
leave.
no,
It's like he's not coming.
tomorrow is my off. Tomorrow not there, but I'll come on Sunday. But on the panel, then
Okay.
this table
That
will be
sounds
entirely different.
Man,
4 games.
If DC beat MI tomorrow, Mohit is going to come here jumping for the KKR game on Monday.
I highly doubt
I
he'll
know.
come jumping.
He'll still be sad.
Too much.
I might be going tomorrow for that game, by the way.
Nasty.
I want. He'll actually be contributing to Piyush Nandre's book.
Tomorrow. MIDC.
He will be, yes.
I'll
yes,
be
yes.
Okay, bye bye. Take care. Good night.
night.
Vanakkam. Nandri.
Nandri,
Shubhratri, Shabha Khair. Eat your vegetables.
don't trouble
Hey,
your
what was
mother.
that word? Kemonachi? That Dennis-
Kemonacho. That's
Kemonacho.
Bengali. But that means how are you?
Hi, Kemonacho. I was figuring something in Bengali too.
Kemonacho.
Kemonacho.